Yo guys, welcome to a brand new video. Today, I'm going to be showing you an Arc Warlock build utilizing the Crown of Tempest helmet. Let's get into it. Alright guys, let's get right into this. For the build, we're going to be starting off with the super. We're using Storm Trance. Storm Trance is the super that you need to use for the helmet to work properly. You don't have to necessarily, so if you do want to use Chaos Reach, be my guest. I wouldn't use this without Geomags personally, but Storm Trance is what we're going to be rocking for this build specifically. We're using Healing Rift Burst Glide. We're going to be using Chain Lightning. If you want to use Ball Lightning, you can, but you'll be losing some jolting effects, which the helmet does require, so just use Chain Lightning. We're using Flashbang. Feel free to also use Pulse Nade. It really just depends what you want. I tend to use Flashbang because of one of our fragments. We're going to be using the new Ionic Sentry. So, defeating targets with kinetic or arc weapons or arc abilities to charge up an arc turret that periodically chains lightning between nearby targets, grants a stack of bolt charge with each hit. And with this build, we will be absolutely spamming the hell out of bolt charge. And we're also going to be rocking Electrostatic Mind, where whenever we get jolted or blinded kills, we can get Ionic Traces, and those Ionic Traces makes us amplified. And for our fragments, we're going to be running Spark of Amplitude. This will give us an orb on kill whenever we rapidly kill while we're amped. Spark of Frequency, we're mainly using this for the bottom half. While amplified, the effects are increased and you gain increased stacks of bolt charge. But this also melee hits increase your quick weapons reload. So we're mainly using it for the second half of that. Spark of Discharge, arc weapon found on blows have a chance to create Ionic Trace, and collecting Ionic Trace grants you a stack of bolt charge. So you can see where we're getting a lot of bolt charge here, and we're going to get even more when we get to the weapon side. Spark of Shock, and this is the fragment I was talking about with the grenade. Your arc grenades jolt targets, so we'll blind them, but they'll also get jolted. So I feel like it makes more sense to do that, because you don't have a lot of survivability on arc, so having the ability to blind your targets is very nice. And for the armor, with the main piece of the build being Crown of Tempests, Conduction Tine states arc ability or jolt final blows restore your ability energy. It also extends the duration of Storm Trance as well. It just doesn't say that here. So we're running Special Ammo Finder and Arc Siphon, two of those. But with the Conduction Tines, we'll be able to spam our abilities quite often, proccing that bolt charge. Because one thing I didn't say is bolt charge on the Warlock can only be procced off of abilities. You can also proc it off of just a normal melee, like if you're just going to go punch them. It also procs off that, but it doesn't proc off your weapons like Titan does. On the gloves, I'm going to be running Momentum Transfer, Impact Induction, and a bolstering detonation. On the chest piece, this can vary depending on what you're doing, but I'm running an Arc Reserve. We're going to want to for our main weapon we're going to be using, but we're using Concussive Dampener and Arc Damage Resist. The resistances there can be changed depending on what you're doing, but I would definitely recommend the Arc Reserve. And for the boots, we're going to run in Recuperation. This is the only form of healing that we actually have, so just make sure you're getting those orbs. Absolution to gain ability energy for all three of the abilities, and then Arc Scab to help benefit the reserves, and for that special ammo finder that we have. And for the bond, we're running Reaper, so whenever we use our Rift, we'll make an orb on the next kill. Powerful Attraction, whenever we use our Rift, we'll collect any orbs in that area. And then Special Finisher, when we have 3 armor charge, we can finish someone and get a special ammo brick. Alright guys, and for our weapons, we're going to be using the Call in our first slot with Slice Desperate Measures. That doesn't really matter for this. I'm just using it to proc some of the artifact mods, so we can get unraveling rounds, and they can also make thread links and stuff off of it. But this is also a weapon we can use for barrier champs, but you can use whatever weapon here you want. The main weapon we're going for is Psycho Pump. Now this is a new weapon from the season. If you want to get it, you can get it off the Dreadnought in the Nether activity, if you're wondering. But the thing we specifically want is we want to get it with Rolling Storm. Now what Rolling Storm does is whenever we get a kill with the weapon, it'll grant a stack of bolt charge, and when we're amplified, we'll get more bolt charge, and when that's enhanced, we get even more bolt charge. I think you can get up to 2 to 3 a kill. I think, I'm not 100% sure, but when you kill a full pack, let's say of like 3 of them, of like 3 fucking Taken or something, you will get a full bolt charge ready to go. You can basically spam bolt charge with this thing, especially when you get your turret out there, because the turret will give you bolt charge on hit, so you can essentially just fucking bam, 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 bolt charge onto an enemy. It is completely insane. And for our heavy, we're going to be going with Thunderlord. Thunderlord also can make bolt charge itself, but it also stuns overloads, which is nice, and it's a very good weapon for this season. So I would definitely recommend going for this. But yeah, it can make bolt charge, so obviously we're going to want that. Alright guys, let's jump into some gameplay. This is going to be a Lost Sector on Europa. So Hopefully the gameplay's good. I didn't know where else to get gameplay from to show off the build, so I just did a Lost Sector. I didn't want to do it in the Nether, and I didn't want to do it in Onslaught because it had like fucking oscillation or whatever as one of the modifiers. I'm like, I'm not doing that shit. So I just did it in here because I didn't know where else to do it. And there's no Grandmasters right now, so anyway, enjoy the gameplay, and I'll see you guys in the next one.